Super Bowl champions. They finished 12-5 last season. And how'd they do in the draft?
Well, the Los Angeles Rams, once again, this wasn't the team that I was saying had a really good draft. So that leaves it down to two. It's either the Niners or the Seahawks, and I won't say just yet. But with that being said, I really just wasn't huge on this draft either. I didn't think they did anything crazy. They didn't have a first or second round pick, obviously, because they traded for Matt Stafford. So accounting that in, I give them a bump up for that because they got a Super Bowl out of it. So bang, right there, they're up a little bit. But their draft after was just average or bad at every single pick that there was nothing else I could really go off of. Bruss in round 3, Durant in round 4, and Williams in round 5. I felt like all were stretches. Should have been picked. All of them should have been shifted one round down in their picks. Then round 6, Quentin Lake, safety out of UCLA. Wasn't a big fan of the safety pick there. I didn't really think that they needed to get him. And then cornerback, Darian Kendrick out of Georgia. Still just didn't think that there was a cornerback needed there. And then in the 7th round, I really thought their best pick was the 261 in 7th round, A.J. Arcuri, offensive tackle out of Michigan. And then, I take that back. Daniel Hardy, edge out of Montana State. I liked a couple of the Montana State guys this year, and this was one of them. So I will say they did have that. That'll be my best pick for them. My best pick is Daniel Hardy. But overall, still just kind of wasn't a bad draft, but it was just an average draft. It wasn't like there was nothing, that stuck out to me here with their draft class. So with that being said, I'm giving them a C on this, just average, not a little above average, not below average, just a C average. So yeah, and then like I said, their best pick for me is it's Daniel Hardy.
Yeah, so the one thing about this draft for the Rams is I did like their defensive picks because their defense is very old. It's a very aging defense, so they are going to have to start plugging and playing some of those players at some point. I think the average age on the defensive side is 29, and that's old in the NFL. So they definitely start to rebuild. And I mean, I'm not saying it was a splash draft by any means, but they definitely added some depth and some pieces that they'll use 2-3 years down the road. So they do got that going for them.